Hello, my name is Helene. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I have heard so many good things about Miss Lauren Roberts, and I have been waiting for the perfect time to read her first book as well as the little novella that she has out right now. I figured this would be the perfect time to get started because the next book is coming out July 2nd, which is in like 3 days. I'm so excited! But yeah, grab a fun drink, come hang out with me. It's gonna be a good time. I am so excited to read her books. I have only heard the most incredible things. I am 130 pages in, and wow! First of all, Peyton and Kai's first interaction already off to a amazing start. Her trying to steal from him, not even knowing who she was. So funny, so good. I admire that Kai didn't end up executing Abigail, the little girl, for being an ordinary. I do agree though when he said like he was just elongating their doom by sending him off to the desert. At least they were together though. I mean, that's good at least. I'm so impressed with how well Peyton is able to fake her psychic abilities. She's so smart with it, and her attention to detail and being able to infer from those small details is incredible. I'm so impressed by her. The silencers, so it is amazing that they are that powerful. They're able to wipe out that much power from someone and inflict that much pain on them. Truly an amazing power. So useful for them. Like, love that for them. So unfortunate for anyone who crosses their path though. I think it's so funny too that they can silence each other's powers. I would love to see that play out. It just sounds so funny to me. You're silencing someone else's silence. And the scene of Kai ripping Peyton's dress so she could go through the trapdoor easier, that was so good. That little detail is just so nice. Overall, loving it, and still just so incredibly impressed by Peyton and her survival skills, faking everything skills. She truly is a mastermind when it comes to that. She's so quick-witted as well, which, mwah, love it. Let me just tell you, the banter is amazing. I am living for it. And their fight scene, so good. I love that he calls her darling. I think that's so cutesy. I'm so glad too that Adina was able to be Peyton's seamstress. That's such a good idea to get her out of the slums and get the two of them together again. Even though they might be busy doing separate things a lot of the time, they'll be together. Blair is the epitome of annoying. She's giving me pick-me vibes, and she's annoying the crap out of me. And then Peyton's dress at the ball, the silver to match her hair, and then the way the slit was in the same place as when Kai had ripped a slit in her dress before the interviews. The little detail of it is just amazing. I love that. I am a bit disappointed with Kit's answer to Peyton's question after the whole attack at the ball. When she asked, is the extermination of ordinaries really something you believe in? And he said, oh, like, this is just what I know. This is just what you know? it is safe to say I am obsessed with this book. I'm so happy that Kai and Peyton found each other during their wilderness trial survival stealing each other's leather bands thing. They had such good bonding moments and working together and being partners and everything. So cute. Love a good bonding moment even though it was during traumatic times. And then Kai opening up about how he was never wanting to be the enforcer but he was forced into it anyways. That made me so sad. It is really unfortunate that Sadie is gone now because of their little encounter. But it was so sweet how Kai was helping Peyton out with the emotional dealing with that. Just trying to distract her and everything. I thought that was so sweet that he did that. And I really appreciate that Kai buried Sadie and even put flowers over her. Kai and his words are a dangerous combination. He says the best things. He is becoming one of my favorite male main characters in books. He's climbing right up there with Rhysand from ACOTAR, and that says a lot because he is my favorite of all time. Ace is definitely my second least favorite person now, right behind Blair. Him impersonating Jax as himself so that Kai would go after him, not realizing it was Jax. That was so awful. That made me so sad. I'm so glad that Kai was able to save Jax. And Kit listening to Peyton when she said that he should take all the shillings from the fountain and bring them to people in the slums. I love that he actually listened to her and actually says he's gonna do it. That's awesome, and he gets points back for that. And Peyton finding the resistance and Lenny being a part of it, he's such an icon for that. And I love that he admitted that he's actually terrified of Peyton. That's so funny. The king. I am so not surprised that he confronted Peyton after the whole trial in the wilderness and seeing how close her and Kai were. It gave me such icky vibes when he did that. It was so weird. Him straight up tearing her down to her face was insane. Not okay. And the untying of the corset. So this happened in Heartless by Marissa Myers. If you watched my last video, I read 3 different romantasy books, and in one of them, Heartless by Marissa Meyer, there was a scene where Jess, the Joker, he untied Kat's corset after she was hurt, and Kai, in Powerless, he untied Peyton's corset while she was having a panic attack so she could breathe better. I loved that, ate that up. Such a fun parallel that I discovered though. Kit has no right to say that everything the king does is for what's best to his own brother who was tortured by this king, their father. What was he thinking saying that? And I felt like Kai was so valid in his response and just going off on him. Like, he's so valid for that. Peyton's final ball dress was absolutely stunning. The most prettiest dress I've ever read about in a book by far. I'm so surprised too with how easy it was for Peyton to steal the key from Kit so that way she could let everyone in after the final trial through the tunnels. Genius! I'm almost done with this book. I love it. She's done. Powerless is done. The ending is not what I expected, but it was so good. The Imperial interrupting Kai and Peyton's kiss was so rude, and to have it be literally because the king was being the king was so irritating. And Adina, of course it was Blair who killed Adina. That does not surprise me at all. I felt like if anyone was gonna do it, it was gonna be her. I'm so sad for them. Broke my heart. And the fact that the king said she was a criminal, that's awful. Okay, this blew my mind. Kai being the one who killed Peyton's father, not actually the king, and this whole time she thought it was the king who killed him and it was actually Kai. Devastating. And then, okay, she went and killed the king, which love that for her. Yes, go home girl, you did it, go you. He got angry at her for killing his dad, but he killed her dad. So I'm sensing some double standards right there. I hope we get some clarity on that later on. I'm hoping most of his emotions toward her in the end was toward just the betrayal in general and not specifically because she killed his father. Anyways, though, this book was absolutely incredible. I flew through it. I read this whole book, all almost 500 pages of it in the span of like 2 days. Crazy. Absolutely loved it. This is a 5-star read, feeling everything. Loved it. So good. So next we're gonna read Powerful, the little novella. I picked this up at Target today. I'm so excited. I hate that Target does this with the little stickers, but little hack, if you ever need to get these stickers off, grab a blow dryer, put it over this sticker for a bit, let the glue melt, and then you should be able to peel it off really nicely. That's what I do for all of my books that I get at Target. When I need a book like immediately, Target is where I go. So yeah, I'm so excited. This book is so tiny. Here's Powerless, right? This is Powerful. Look how small that is. Whoa, tiny. I don't know where I'm gonna put it in my room yet. We're gonna figure that out. Reckless is like the second book, I think, technically. So I'm hoping it's the size of this one and not this one, because that, yeah, I don't know. But I will keep you updated on how I like Powerful. I think it's a... Okay, yeah, so this is Powerless in Adina's perspective, which is going to be really interesting, really cool, even up to from what she was doing when Peyton left for the trials, and then as well as her experience at the trials herself as a seamstress. And yeah, gonna get started on that. I finished this in about 2 hours, basically one sitting. Flew by so fast, so good. I liked Abina before. I thought she was so sweet, so nice. This story made me love her so much. I have so much love for Abina. My heart is in pieces. I have not cried so hard over a book in a long time. The ending of this ripped my heart into shreds. The thing is, I knew it was gonna be sad, but I didn't realize it was gonna be that sad. I've never read a book where the person who passes away, you're in their perspective. I've never experienced that before. It made it hit so much harder and it felt so much more personal. Lauren made sure that you loved Abina with your whole heart before before she shattered your heart. Seeing her death in her own perspective, and then again in Mac's perspective, the dude who loves her more than anything in this entire world. So good. Literally couldn't put this down. I loved it so much. 6 stars right here. The emotional damage this book has inflicted on me is not okay. It is okay because I do this to myself. Wow. Adina and Mac, the way they are complete opposites, is absolutely amazing. And his humor, Mac's humor, is gold. It's so good. I love it. And the scene where Mac had Adina punch one of the dudes that was harassing her, iconic. So good. Loved it. We were off to a rough start between the two, but I'm so glad that they got a redemption and that it wasn't just a ditch the whole thing after Adina went to be Peyton's seamstress for the trials. And the way Kit actually went to Adina to try and match Peyton's dress for the ball, I thought that was so cute, so sweet. And he said he would make her his advisor. Knowing that and knowing how the book ends is heartbreaking. Reading this right after Powerless was such a good move. I cannot recommend it enough. I know some people don't love when there's novellas, but this is so good. And it was a completely different storyline, which was cool. Yes, it was going back in the same timeline that Peyton experienced, but it was a completely different story. Just wow, is all I have left to say. And now for what everybody has been waiting for, Reckless. It came out yesterday. I started reading a little bit and I was already crying. Off to an emotional start, but so good so far. I'm so glad I waited how long I did to even start this series just so I could be ready for when Reckless came out. I have left off on chapter 19. Like I said before, the beginning was off to an extremely sad start. Kai's visit to the willow tree and celebrating Adina's birthday with the sticky bun, I sobbed so hard. And that was literally on page 4. Already in tears, cried to my boyfriend about it, but we're all good now. Kai is obviously so down bad for Peyton still. She's constantly on his brain, even though he actually has to hunt her down for realsies. I am loving it so much. The chimney scene, wow. And the way he buried one of his Imperials, not even knowing his name, simply because Peyton would have wanted him to. Okay, so the Abigail and Kai reunion. That was such a full circle moment. Him giving her tips on how to steal better, knowing how Peyton did it, was iconic. Peyton and Kai's fight scene, though, that went crazy. That was amazing. I'm glad it was confirmed, too, that Kai did not realize it was Peyton's father he was killing the very first night he was an enforcer. I'm glad it's confirmed there is no double standard going on. He did not know that it was her dad. The banter is still bantering, and Kit not doing well is pulling at my heartstrings. Yeah, I am really liking it so far. Super exciting, super good, lots of tension going on. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep reading. Okay, so I've left off on page 267. The fact that Kai helped Peyton with her claustrophobia when they were both held captive together. I thought that was so cute. Definitely shows that he still cares, which love that for both of them. Their confessions to each other when they thought they were going to drown in the sewer. I'm glad they both made it out alive though. Love that for them. I figured they would, judging by the fact that it was halfway through the book. Okay, and then Kai tricking her into getting her chained to him. I understand why he did that, but that felt so cruel of him to do that. Use her feelings like that to capture her. But it's also really funny that they're chained together now. And then the random dude that made the ball and chain joke while they were on their way to the sanctuary of souls, that killed me. That was so funny. Does not move the plot forward at all, but it was still so good. I love that she added that in. So I thought that Kai had been celebrating Adina's birthday at the willow tree. Now we've found out that it was actually his sister Ava's that he was visiting and celebrating her birthday. I cried so hard. I felt so bad for him and her. She had such a hard life and it ended too soon, and I feel so much for both of them. I just want to give them the biggest hug in the whole world. And the dance scene, I love it when they dance. I think it's so good. I think it's so fun. A nice little intermission from the constantly trying to get each other, bothering each other, banter, whatever. Like, those dance moments are just so sweet between the two of them. I love it. Maybe I'm just slow, but the little box that Kit keeps talking about, I can't figure out what that is. I don't understand. I truly have no guesses as to what that box could actually be. Okay, so Reckless has been finished. I read this whole thing in 2 days. I flew through it. It was so good. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. The box that Kit has been carrying around, I envisioned it that it was like this long kind of wand, like Harry Potter wand shaped thing. I didn't realize it was an actual like box, like a ring box, because the cliffhanger, did not see that coming at all. Blew my mind. I'm scared for the next book. And the epilogue broke my heart. I feel so bad for Kai. They just figured out their relationship. They just decided that they were going to be together and a thing. And Kit, my dude, why did you do that? He's lost his mind. And Callum's like suddenly his bestie. I don't understand that. I don't know how that happened. Kai and Peyton's pretend spells, I'm gonna call them, their little pretend moments. We know they weren't really pretending, but the fact that they were acknowledging it as pretending, it killed my heart. And when Kai cut her hair and then dried her tears with her own fingers, reminded me of Tangled a bit in like the best way. As a long-haired girly, I understand Peyton and her pain with hair holding memories. I'm so glad that she had a good cry sesh too. I feel like that was so needed. Homegirl had so many moments where she was so valid to cry and she didn't. And so I'm so glad she actually finally cried it all out and let herself feel. I understand why she was repressing those feelings too. She's been in a lot of crazy situations that don't have time for emotions like that. And then Kai trying to make a flower crown, I thought that was so cute. And how he earned Peyton's nickname back, I screamed, I cried of happiness. I thought it was so good. I loved it so much. Yeah, I'm still just so obsessed with their story and love a good cliffhanger. I'm so curious with how the next book is gonna be. be. And I heard that there will be another novella. I'm so excited. I think it's gonna be so good. I hope we get Mac back. It makes sense that he's not in this book because Adina's really the only one who's ever had contact with him. Overall, I would give this book a 4.5. I didn't like it as much as I did Powerless, but still super good. Writing was awesome. The banter was awesome. It was such a good, easy to get into, easy to follow, just a really, really good romantasy book. Highly recommend. She did not disappoint. Absolutely killed it. In the last week, I have read all 3 of Lauren Roberts' current published book. She lived beyond my expectations. The good reviews that I have seen about all of these books absolutely lived up to the hype that they were given. They were so good. Powerful, changed my life. Rearranged brain cells in my brain. Truly such an amazing novella. Honestly, the best novella I've ever read. Could not put this down. We have to wait 9 months. I'm so sad I can't pre-order it because I'm leaving for school. I'll be gone at Davis, so I can't pre-order the book and have it shipped to me because I won't know my address or anything, unfortunately. So the second this book comes out, I will be running to my local bookstore getting this. This is romantasy at its finest. Absolutely loved. Thank you again so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one.